Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful off shoulder top. Okay, so this is actually, it has an elastic at the upper part and also at the down part of this top of this blouse. So if you want to know how I achieve this, do not forget to hit on the like and the subscribe button, and do well by turning on your notification bell so you can get updates whenever we post a new video. Also, you can style this top, the sleeve of this top, in two different way. Here is the second part, so you can decide to wear it the way you like it. Just style it. So this is an off shoulder blouse. I'm happy it came out so fine. So guys, let's get straight into the video. I'm just going to be marking my start line just like you see me doing. Just go ahead and mark like so. This is our start line. I'm going to place my tape on 6 inches. It's an off shoulder blouse, so I want mine to be 6 inches off. You can make it 5, 7, just the way you want it. Then I went ahead to mark the full length of this top, which is 23. Just go ahead and mark from the top. Then you're going to connect just like you see me doing. Remember, this is an off shoulder top. And also for the width, I also went ahead to add 1.5 inch seam allowance, because we'll be folding this. It's going to have an elastic. Okay, it's going to have an elastic. So for the width of this, you can decide to use, I use about 16 to 17 inch on fold. Remember to fold your fabric into 4. Okay, remember to fold your fabric into 4. So I just went ahead to cut through. After I was done cutting through, I went ahead to mark. Place your tape on 6 and mark your bust point. The bust point that I'm working with is 10. So go ahead and mark like so. Then you're just going to make a curve to get your armhole curve. Okay, I went ahead to trim the upper part of. Just go ahead and add seam allowance of 1/2 inch. The seam allowance of 1/2 inch. Okay, this is too much for me, so I went ahead to trim this off. Also, I'm going to be cutting through my armhole. Can you see? This is what it looks like. Now I also went ahead to cut through the other side. It's actually on fold, so I need to open this up. Okay, so guys, this is what you should have. Remember, the fullness of this blouse totally depends on you. Mine is actually 17 on fold, and I folded it into 4. So I went ahead to mark the wrong side of this fabric so I don't mix it up when I'm sewing. So guys, this is the sleeve. It's going to be an off shoulder sleeve as well. So I just went ahead to mark my armhole line curve. So you're going to start after the 1/2 inches allowance that you left, and what I have is 6 inch. So for my sleeve, I'm also going to be marking the start line for this sleeve. Go ahead and mark the start line. Then for the length of this sleeve, the length I'm working with is 25. So go ahead and mark 25. Okay, so just measure your clients or whatever measurements you are using. Go ahead and mark 25 or whatsoever you're using. So mine is 25, and I went ahead to get my armhole curve like we did for the first one. So just go ahead and connect like so. Measure and ensure it is 6 inch. Okay, just go ahead and make sure it's 6 inch. The width of this sleeve actually depends on how full you want this to be as well. You can decide to make it fuller if you don't mind. So mine is actually the same thing with what I have for the front. So you can make it less, you can make it bigger. Depends on how full you want this to be, and it depends on the size of the client that you are working with. So guys, next I'm going to be cutting the sleeve out. Okay, just go ahead and cut it. Remember the 25 inches together with the folding allowance. Okay, so I added the folding allowance to the 25 inch. Then I went ahead to open up the side. Can you see? I went ahead to open up the side. Also ensure you mark the wrong side from the right side so you don't mix this up together. Okay, because the two face they look alike, so you just have to mark the wrong side from the right side. And also this sleeve is going to have an elastic channel at the hem of this sleeve. So you are going to measure 6 inch from the hem of the sleeve. That's where we are going to create this channel. Then 1 inch is going to be for the folding. Then the remaining 5, we'll place our elastic where we just marked. So I'm just trying to mark it out just like you see me doing. Go ahead and mark 6 inch from the hem of your sleeve. Then you're just going to connect just like you see me doing. You can decide to make it between 6 and 7. So make sure you are marking on the wrong side of your fabric. Okay, you are marking on the wrong side of your fabric. This is the place we are going to be creating our channel for our elastic. So guys, if you are yet to subscribe to our channel, kindly do so, and do well by turning on your notification bell so you can get updates when next we post a new video. So guys, I'll go to my sewing machine. I'll go ahead and fold the hem of this sleeve. Okay, go ahead and fold the hem of this sleeve. You repeat the same thing to the second sleeve as well. Also for the main body part, you are just going to sew the side using half of an inch. Go ahead and stitch using half of an inch on the two sides. Okay, can you see our armhole? So you're just going to stitch the sides. Then after stitching, you are going to fold in 1 inch. Remember the 1 inch we added 1.5 inch instead. So we are going to add elastic to this. You're just going to cut out your strip of fabric, okay, using 1.5 inch. You can use between 1 inch to 1.5 inch. So I marked 1.5 inch. So I'm going to use this to create our channel where we are going to be passing our elastic through. So you're just going to just make sure you have enough of this. We are going to be using this to create our channel. Okay, so this is what you should do. You can decide to measure or mark this before cutting out. Don't mind me, I didn't mark, so you can decide to mark this out. Okay, just go ahead and mark and cut out 1 inch to 1.5, whichever one. So next I'm just going to place this on my fabric that I'm going to stitch on the lines that I just marked. Then after stitching, I'll turn it over like so. Then I'm just going to top stitch. So this is where we are going to be passing our elastic through. So you repeat the same thing to the sleeve. And also for the side, I went ahead to stitch this and I gave it a good press. Here is the other side as well. I stitched and ironed it. So for the hem of this dress, I've went ahead to fold in like so. Can you see? I don't know if you can actually see this. So I went ahead to stitch this as well. Also, I went ahead to create my channel and I went ahead to fold the hem of my sleeve. So this is what you should have. This is what you're expected to do. So you repeat the same thing to the second sleeve as well. So right now I'm going to pass my elastic. I'll be using this 0.5 inch elastic. So I'm going to insert it through the channels that I just created. This is my sleeve, okay? Do not forget you are creating this channel on the wrong side and not the right side of your fabric. So I'm going to pass my elastic through just like you see me doing. When I get to this end, I'm just going to remove my safety pin. Then I'll go ahead and secure it with my safety pin like you see me doing. Then this is it. Just pull out your elastic and make sure you cut out like so. Just go ahead and cut out. This is totally fine for me. This totally depends on how tight you want this to be. So guys, after I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. I went ahead to stitch on the right side of my fabric. So I'll turn it now to the wrong side and stitch. Okay, this is just a way to conceal your rough edges. Can you see? You can't see my rough edge. So I'll just go ahead to my sewing machine and I'll stitch using half of an inch or 1 inch. I'll repeat the same thing to the second sleeve. Also, for the hem of the main body parts, I'm going to pass my elastic through the down part as well. So I created an opening where I can pass my elastic through. I'm just gently going to pass my elastic through this channel that I just created, okay? So take your time when doing this because this is actually much. So just take your time when passing your elastic through. So when I was done doing that, I went ahead to secure it with my safety pin. Then and I also went ahead to measure to be sure of my waist measurement. The waist measurement that I'm working with is 26. So just make sure it's not too tight and it's not too loose. So I'm just going to remove my safety pin. Then I'll secure this together first. Just go ahead and secure it with your safety pin. Then I'll go to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch it together. I'm just going to stitch the two together. Then cut my elastic and pull it through. Then use my machine to stitch it to cover it, okay? Also, guys, this is it for my sleeve. If I should turn it to the right side, you won't see any rough edges, okay? So both the inside and the outside is looking so beautiful. So that's just the essence of going through this method. You won't see your rough edges, and in case you don't have a weaving machine, you can adapt this method. So here is our upper bodies. After I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. You would hardly see where my stitch is, okay? So this is what you should have. So for this armhole, I went to open up my armhole area. Then I'm going to fix my sleeve. Just go ahead and stitch using 1/2 inch. You repeat the same thing to the second sleeve as well. Go ahead and stitch. So guys, after I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. Can you see? This is what it looks like. Use stitch using 1/2 inch. So you repeat the same thing to the second side as well. So next, I'm going to take my strap of fabric. I'm going to be using this to turn the neck of this top. So go ahead and place your strap on the right side of your fabric. On the right side of your fabric, you're going to stitch using 1/2 inch. You'll do that until you get to the other end where you started from. So guys, after I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. Can you see? So I'll go over to my sewing machine. I'm going to fold in like so, just like we created the channel for the sleeve. You are going to repeat the same thing to the neck, okay? So go to your machine and stitch very close to it. Just fold like you see me doing. Then you are going to create an opening, okay, where we'll pass our elastic through. So after I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. Can you see? It's looking so neat and beautiful. Next, I'll be inserting my elastic to this neck. So I created an opening already. So I'm just going to pass my elastic through, just like we've been doing. Just go ahead, take your time when doing this. This is actually wider, okay? So just take your time and pass your elastic through this channel that we just created. Just make sure you are dragging this. Just make sure you're dragging this and have enough of this elastic. So guys, this is it. After I was done, this is what it looks like. And ensure you measure your round shoulder measurements. Just work with it. This totally depends on how wide or how tight or how loose you want this to be. So guys, this is totally okay and totally fine for me. I'll just go ahead and I'm going to stitch this together. And that will be all for this tutorial, okay? So I'll go ahead and finish it up and show you what it looks like. So guys, after I was done stitching, this is the final outcome. Can you see it looking so beautiful? Honestly, I love the outcome. It came out so fine. So the sleeve can be styled in two different ways. Here is one way, and you can also style it this way as well. So can you see? So I love the two You can decide to rock it just the way you want it. So if you find this helpful, do not forget to hit on the like and the subscribe button, and do well by turning on your notification bell so you can get notified when next we post a new video. So guys, until I see you in my next video, bye.